Just giving everyone a minute to pop on. Takes a little while before people get notifications, and sometimes, unfortunately, you don't get notifications, but there's not much I can do about that. Still, I appreciate those who show up and those of you who listen to the recording once it's made available. So, it is nighttime here, and for whatever reason, Spirit basically said, okay, it's time for you to go and say hi and hello to people, which is what I'm doing. The meowing in the background is Miss Lucky Cat. Lucky Cat is contributing to our discussion with her meows because that's what she does. So that's what's going on. Okay, we have a couple of people online. That's good. People are coming in. Hello, Tamala. Nice to see you. I was thinking about you the other day. Not surprised to see you pop up here. Okay, let's see who else is around. People are slowly coming. Oh, hello, Dusana. Hello, Yessie. Hello, Jessica. Here we go. Here we go. Good, good. Lucky Cat is still contributing. Hello, Debbie. Nice to see all of you. Hello, Luna. Hello, Grace. Grace says hello to Lucky as well. Excellent, excellent. Oh, hello, Love Child. Hello, Tiraf. Hello, Gabby. Hello, Andrea. Hello, Jane. Nice to see all of you. Oh, hello, Maria. Tamilan says, I've been thinking of you too. Is that telepathy? Who knows? Hello, Joyous Day. Hello, Ray. Hello, Triple Emmas. Good to see everybody. So we shall just give a little bit of time. Does Lucky Cat want to say hello to everybody? It's a bit late, so let's see. Hang on. Ooh.
Waiting, baby.
Here's Lucky. Lucky saying hello. It's okay. Lucky nearly killed all of us, but that's fine. Okay. Hello, Anne. Hello, VV. Hello, Angel. Good, good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good to see all of you. Lucky Cat has very long limbs. She doesn't understand her strength and her weight. When she hits or she does something, we. And hello, Cicely. Good to see everybody. So let's get into the work, or just the discussion, I should say, because today is a hello neighbor as opposed to anything focused. Okay. So for those of you who are new to this, the Hello Neighbor series is based on the work of Fred Rogers. And Fred Rogers is a very humble, very kind, very loving man who used to have programming for preschoolers in the United States for decades. And throughout his work, he basically left the kind of legacy that I think is amazing. He taught millions of people in a way that anyone could understand about stuff like empathy, compassion, and so on and so forth. I mean, I don't normally canonize people, but if there's anyone I would consider a saint that has lived, within this past couple of 100 years, he would be my number one choice. There are two quotes of his that someone actually sent to me. I was feeling quite down about something, and they just sent me this out of the blue, and it was just absolutely what I needed to hear. Um, and I just want to share that with you because those are two very powerful Fred Rogers quotes. Here we go. So, the first quote is a quote about love. And it makes sense when you put the two together. So, the first quote is love isn't a state of perfect caring, it is an active noun like struggle. To love someone is to strive to accept that person exactly the way he or she is right here and right now, which is a very Mr. Rogers thing to say. But here's, I would say, a very good part to it. It was put together in that Instagram post that they sent to me, and it actually makes sense. And here he kind of clarifies. Hang on. Let me just get the quote, single-handed typing. Okay. All right. So when he talks about it, he says, when I say it's you I like, I'm talking about that part of you that knows that life is far more than anything you can ever see or hear or touch. That deep part of you that allows you to stand for those things without which humankind cannot survive. love that conquers hate, peace that rises triumphant over war, and justice that proves more powerful than greed. When you put the two together, it really is quite a powerful synergy. And it's basically talking about love as loving the spirit of a person, that aspect of spirit that is so deeply connected to source. And it's that part of that spirit that has that quality to aspire to what we might call grace. And grace isn't a passive act either. And when I think about that, I was thinking about that the other day, and it just unlocked something in my head. And it was something that I found to be deeply, deeply moving. What I find is people overcomplicate things. And at the end of the day, when we think about spirit, when we think about magic, when we think about mystery, when we think about love, and when we think about God or goddess or divinity or whatever you want to call it, it has to come back to that very pure space, that very clean space. Clean, not in the sense that it doesn't have human messiness, but clean as in there is something just untainted about that energy that you see in each and every single person that exists. And I suppose if you can see that in everyone you meet and you can love that in everyone you meet, eh, that I would say is probably a saint, which is why Fred Rogers is up there for me. So, but yeah, I wanted to open this installation of the Hello Neighbor series just by touching back to his inspiration. And it's not at all surprising that the Fred Rogers asteroid is, I think, conjunct my Mercury. So it's something like that, but it makes a key aspect in my chart. And it makes sense that I keep coming back to this man's ideas and words. And in fact, his work is also one of the things that I guess subconsciously inspired me to work on the children's project that me and my brother are working on as well. Because if you want to change the world, if you want to teach generations of people something, watch cartoons. That's something that is universal. In fact, we were actually watching the sequels to Avatar: The Last Airbender called The Legend of Korra, and it was incredible. I mean, I don't think Korra is my favorite Avatar, but the story was really well told, and the spiritual challenges were actually something of a more adult level. And it was really, really cool. And of course, it was very controversial because, spoiler alert, it's basically two women of color who end up in an LGBTQIA relationship, which is fantastic. And, that's just one of those things that really surprised me through the series. But this was made years ago. This was before these themes and these topics, and seeing a woman do that was, now it's like people want to do that, people want to represent it. But then it was a really big move for them to do. So, it's pretty powerful, pretty amazing. And, it keeps inspiring me to try and create something that is kind, that is loving, and that Fred Rogers would have probably looked at and gone and saying, this is a good thing for kids to see. If obviously he's passed on, but I'm hoping we can make something of that caliber. But let's see what the gang has to say. Okay, who else is here? Hello D. Hello again, Grace. Yes, Lucky is super chatty. She chats to random things at night, and she sounds like a bird rather than a cat. She doesn't go meow. Our girls do not go meow. No. Lucky Cat goes purr, purr, purr. She's more like a bird than a cat. I think she might have the wrong species there, but anyway. Hello, Stray Panther. Hello, Sheena. Hello, Chantal. Hello, Bump Tiggy. I like that name. Hello, Ilse. Hello, Mad Titan. Peace. Hello, Zen Steel. Hello, Nacha. Hello, Jolene. Yes, Luna loves Cora, no doubt, no doubt. Hello, Dusana. Fraggle Rock is another kid show. Yes, kid in quotation mark. That is aged well. Gracie says Kyoshi too. Avatars love Fire Nation girls. Nice. You have to watch the thing to get the reference. Auntie Sue says, hi, Dr. V, lovely to hear from you. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. Cartoon Wolf Joe. Interesting. Cool. Thank you for the tip. Hello, Lantern Hill. If you go back to the beginning, you'll see Lucky Cat making a guest appearance. Hello, Just B. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to open up with today. And I don't really know where today's discussion is going to go. But this has been sitting in my head. And today is, of course, the Venus Saturn square. So it's an important time to think about relationships and what is true and what is real and how our values align and what do we actually stand for and what actually gives us the kind of security that we look for, you know? And this is a time where all of those ideals, and all of those questions surrounding what actually holds a relationship together, what holds a life together, what holds a business together, what holds any connection together, comes up again and again and again. So that's what I've been thinking about, and I've been thinking about the kind of thing that gives me a sense of security. It's not the idea of money. It's not the idea of marriage. It's not even the idea of kids. And for me, what brings me to that state of security is something that I can't quite describe. It's never been a physical thing, it's never been a material thing. But, maybe if I figure out what that is, and if I say it, that might resonate with others. But, that's the way the process goes. Let's see who else is around. Luna says for the birthday, Lex got a cameo of Dante Basco, who plays Lord Zuko, wishing her a happy birthday. Oh, that is amazing. You do know he was Rufio in Hook, right, with Robin Williams? And Kuvira is Robin Williams' daughter. There's a link there. There's a link there. But anyway, Z Somfelt, which puts emojis. I wave at the emojis. And Candy says hello. So, is there anything that you'd like to talk about today? Um, is there anything that you'd like to talk about today? Any questions? Anything that's largely related to some of these more universal themes? I see we have Cora fans in the crowd. I'm unsurprised. Yeah, didn't like her in the first season, but she grew on me. She grew on me. Yeah, so do we have any questions from the crowd, any comments, any things that people would like to share or people would like to ask about? You know, what's in the vibe? What's in the air? What's going on right now? So I'll give you a bit of a minute just to see what's going on. I think so far. Oh, let me tell you something cool that happened the other day. There's a lady, whilst you're thinking of questions, there's a lady who's been following me for many years. And she signed up for tier 23, and I did the process and I put her email in and everything. But, technology has often put a lot of resistance to my work. And for 15 months, she didn't get a single thing. And I saw that she had recently canceled her subscription. And somehow her email had just fallen through the cracks. And naturally, I refunded her. I'm like, I can't take any money for a service I didn't give. And I offered her a 30-minute session outside of sheer loyalty alone. And she was very touched and she was very moved. But that was something that also moved me. I said, why didn't you say anything? She said, no, I just wanted to support you anyway. And, I found that as a very sweet thing. But I also knew that she needed the money at the time. So I just sent it all back and offered her a little something from my side. And that was a nice encounter. That was one of the things that, you know, it confirms to me that the work is something that is doing good in the world in a way that brings real value to people's lives. So that's good. That is something nice that happened. Okay, let's see. We have questions. Um, Teraf says, I know there's a lot of cosmic energy. That's it, lol. Fair enough. Lantern Hill says, I'm feeling big shifts in the collective in a good way. Very good. Grace says, who was my favorite Avatar villain? Oh, that's a good question. Definitely wasn't the Phoenix King. No way. Let's see. I think Zahir is going to be my favorite villain because he was the most convincing villain. and he posed the greatest threat. And you saw that level of skill, of focus, of intensity, and he was very believable as well. The kind of guy who would literally kill for ideology which unfortunately makes sense in this 1% type world, but the way he went about it wasn't right. But Zahir is probably my favorite villain. That guy, I could go, whoa, okay, yeah. That's Grace's question. Divine Artistry says, good morning. Good morning to you. Sheena says, I'll have to retry Cora the first season. You see, I didn't like the first season. And I just dropped it for a couple of months. I tried watching it in April, I just couldn't. So I started straight on the second season. It was actually really enjoyable from that point on. She's a bit of an idiot in the first season. V. Stormfeld, which asks, what does it mean if you're dreaming about people you don't even want to think about every night? That is a good question. It can mean several things. It can mean that those people are obsessively thinking about you. It could mean that there is some kind of a back door. It could mean that there is unprocessed trauma around them, or just something that you haven't quite finished. That could be many reasons for that. Anne Pollack goes, it comes up so often, term spiritual bypassing your thoughts. Um, it's a fancy way of saying that people still have ego when they come to the spiritual field, and they allow their ego to create blind spots. And instead of actually using spirituality to look at the ego and break it down, they use it to reinforce the ego. I should probably write that down. But that's my thoughts on it. Okay, Luna says they started massage therapy school. Very good. About to graduate from eating disorder intensive program. Very good. Officially considered to be in recovery from eating disorder. Yay, yay! Congratulations. Nacha Libre says, having a hard time with housing instability, but thankful for peeps in life who got their back. They're the ones who give me a sense of security. I understand that. I understand that. D. Guthrie says, the bottom three chakras are calling for release and expansion. Your take on this, much love. Your emojis remind me of Johnny Bravo, but that's okay. Um, Dance. Go do lots of stuff like dancing, running, do physical stuff, see what happens naturally. Or martial arts like Qigong, Tai Chi, those energy practices would be great. Triple MS says how to hold this space of love but also hold your boundaries. It is so challenging with family members. Well, there are several approaches to this. It really depends on who the people are. Sometimes when a family is not particularly toxic, when I say family, I mean, the biological kin group that you're part of, you holding your ground and living from your heart's truth is exactly and precisely what they need to wake up. But when the group is rooted in so much toxicity and refuses to change and in fact beats down your attempts at change, sometimes you can't compromise and you got to walk. But there are many shades in between those two positions. So you got to figure out whether or not the energy of the family is one that actually welcomes truth or not, and how you feel about that. That's what I would say. Let's see. Teresa Land says, good morning from South Dakota. Good morning. What are your thoughts on the connection to Mother Earth as it relates to love? That is an excellent question. I don't I don't know how to answer that question, because I think that the word love, as my brother likes to remind me, is so overused to mean so many different things, especially in the English language. And, it's a spell in and of itself. So when we try to put the language of a planetary consciousness into a human language, we're going to pick words that make sense to us. But I would say for me, it's probably just trying to better to try and listen to her in whatever way she sees fit to communicate. I mean, Mother Earth, Father Earth, honestly, the Earth is trans. It's got all aspects, it's got every aspect. Um, they're not monolithic. But I would say, yeah, just listen to what the Earth has to say, because love for a human being and love for a tree will look completely different. The word can really blur a lot of definitions. So I think just listen, hear, feel, and try and understand from that perspective as opposed to the human one. Let's see. Okay, Auntie Sue says David the Gnome is an amazing cartoon. I haven't seen it. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Right. Okay. So Dora says, glad I didn't miss you altogether this time. Excellent. Luna says, yeah, the first season isn't that great. The pro bender thing annoyed me. It's probably, yeah, it's quite boring. Julia says, finally managed to catch you live. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I'm not sure what the Dark Goddess is referring to. Um, a new planet? Has a new planet been discovered? Uh, it'll be up online if something has happened. So let's have a quick look. Oh, okay. Planet X, a new member of the Solar System Club. Oh, that's very interesting. Ah, interesting. Okay. Bodies of ice beyond. Da, 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 da. Okay, okay. Nice, nice. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I would say that would change a lot of things once we figure out where it is and what it does. But give it some time and let's see what happens. Nice catch. Okay. Ray sends emojis. Hello, hello. Oh, oh. Shanette says, hello there, I'm new here. Is it possible for my daughter to channel even though she has never done it? Something happened a few nights ago and we really don't know what to do. How old is your daughter, first of all? Yes, it's very possible for anyone to channel, especially if they may have done it in previous lifetimes. That would be how a person with no training may suddenly start to do it. There are many other explanations, but my approach is just because someone can do it doesn't mean that they necessarily have to or that they necessarily should. I would say you may want to get her to work with someone who has a bit of experience in the field. 24, okay, good, not too young. And you may also want to ask her to see if she actually wants to do it. Because I know a lot of people open themselves to many entities and energies that may not be so aligned for them. But because they're a channeler, they think it's a cool thing. So it's always very good to do their due diligence first to make sure if it feels right, to make sure they have some kind of guidance. Yeah, I would say make sure she has a mentor or someone that she can talk to and check in with. And that person also needs to be very sound as well. Because she's 24, there's not much that anybody else can do about it. But yeah, get some help with that. There's also a lot of energies right now that are talking to people who are not necessarily good either. And they know how to disguise themselves very, very well. Today, I had to deal with a case of someone who, was delivering a lot of really good wisdom, but something kind of came in as they were saying something, and it turned out to be very, very disruptive. So it's almost like 90%, everything's good, but there's that 10% where shit can come in, and that 10% can do a lot of damage. So definitely needs training, needs a guide, needs someone who can show them the ropes. Let's see. Ada says, hi, Dr. V. Hello. So good to see you. Good to see you too. Latoya says, hey, Dr. V. Hello, Latoya. Latoya was the winner of the Optimus Prime special. So, yeah. Okay. So that's what I would say so far. Do we have anything else going on that needs to be addressed? Giving you a minute before I go and do stuff. Oh, knowing American opulence. Hi. Hello. Hello. How are you? I'm just about to log off. I'm just waiting to see if there's anything else that people would like to ask whilst I'm reading about this new planet, whatnot, whatnot. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see when the information comes. That's going to be very interesting. The more bodies you have in a system, the more the system changes and the level of complexity changes. I mean, I work with about 200 bodies in astrology, so addition of a new one is not a huge deal. But in terms of the way people generally think about astrology, yeah, this could be a game changer. Let's see. Triple M says the full moon coming up. Any words of wisdom? Old shit will come up. Say no to it if it no longer resonates. And if there are good parts of it, say yay and thank you. But what no longer resonates, say thank you and bye bye. That's what I would say. Maggie Pillay says hello. Maggie, what are you doing up late? You got a session soon. I'll message you after this to see if you want to do your session early. Grace says, Dr. B, can you suggest a non binary way to move away from androcentric religious teachings? Okay, right. That's hard, sweetie. That is hard. And I know your background as well. For me, the only way I could do it was to drop all of it at once and then to deal with whatever energies I saw coming up ad hoc. So that's how I do it. Jolene says your hair is so pretty today. It grew quickly. This is my general style of does not believe in a comb. I'm glad it looks good. Never liked combs. Um, Maggie says chat tomorrow. Sounds good. Chris Norman says good day. Good day. Strange experience last night. Went to bed late, but when I closed my eyes, there was a bunch of colors and patterns like a trip, but no substances. Very interesting. Colors and patterns. If it feels good, if it feels normal, nothing to worry about. But if it feels like you've got some additional pressure or something, maybe you want to clear in case you need that. Let's see. Divine Artistry said, Hi, Dr. B. I made an appointment with you. When did you make an appointment, sweetie? And are you the person with 4 names and your surname starts with a B? Because if that's you, you've given me the wrong email address. That's why your confirmations are bouncing. Carmen says, Hi, Dr. B. Hello, hello. Triple Lemon says, Thank you. Most welcome. Divine Artistry said, My hair grew super fast too. Cool, cool. Julia says, I have the honor to live with 7 cats. Very deep honor. Well done. Sometimes they all talk at the same time. Is there a way I can learn to listen to them individually? Will it come as they grow up? From my experience, which I cannot say is a huge experience, but from my experience, I think it's about seeing each cat on its own terms in its own space. If there's 7 of them and you want to get to know them individually, I think you just got to let them be and find their space and their groove first. Okay. Knowing American Opulence says, Dr. B, I have this blue purple dot in the center of my vision. Any idea what that could be? That could honestly be a trip needed to the optometrist to make sure that your retina hasn't done something funny. I would say start first. Start with that first. Just make sure there's nothing physical. Divine Artistry said, Oh, okay. Is it okay to send my email on here? You could just send it to my email address directly, which is the Sky Priestess. Make sure you put a because someone else took skypriestess@gmail.com, and I'm sure they've got some crazy emails. So it's theskypriestess@gmail.com. Just send it to me there. That should be fine. Ray has some suggestions for Grace. Listening to trans perspectives and faith has been very meaningful to them, and they are also trans. Joy Leiden, Chris Page, and Liam Hooper. Thank you for the suggestion. Anne Pollock says, same topic. Any point in trying to interrupt a spiritual bypasser? Not unless you would like to waste your time. Julia says, thank you, most welcome. American Opulence says, thank you, most welcome. V. Stormfeld, which says, I second optometrist. Thank you. Oh, okay. 3 or 5 Capricorn. Hi, all at work, but I'm listening. Yay. Good to hear. Yeah. So, we're just fielding a couple of general questions tonight, seeing what's in the air. Apparently, we are at the cusp of finding a new member of the solar system. So that should be interesting. Okay. Vivi says, can I mail regarding any clarifications after listening to the recording? If it is related to what we discussed, yes. As in, if it's material that we already discussed and you just need a clarification. If it's new material, new questions, then you'd have to book an additional session. Nacha says, what if you feel like you have a positive relationship with a piece of land, but not the best relationship with the humans around the land? You have to see which relationship you value more. Because honestly, I've been in spaces where, you know, the land has been beautiful, but the people have been super weird. And you've got to see if having your primary relationship with the land is okay. You can also ask and talk to it and see if it can kind of create a little bit of a buffer for you or to smoothen things for you and your experience there. But generally, if you have a situation like that, you just have to ask yourself how important that connection is. Um, yes. So I would say that's. Oh, hang on. Grace says, thanks, Ray. I wrote those names down, been reading liberation theology, and dismayed by the uncontested gender in it. Good, good, good. Jeanette says, please and blessings. I'll check out your videos. Thanks for responding. Enjoy your day. No worries. Thank you very much. So I think I'm going to sign off. It is late here. And hopefully, this has generated a little bit of additional wisdom, a little bit of additional knowledge and clarifications for people who need it. And I shall see you some other time in a different installation of Hello Neighbor or something else I feel called to share. So take care. Very many blessings. Cha cha for now. Bye bye.